Have you ever felt overwhelmed by your toddler's tantrums? You're not alone. Many parents struggle with meltdowns, but what if you could decode these emotional outbursts and handle them like a pro? Imagine turning those stressful moments into opportunities for growth and connection. Don't miss out on these essential strategies for managing toddler tantrums. Learn how to stay calm, set boundaries, and use positive reinforcement to foster emotional development, because you deserve a peaceful, harmonious home. Understanding toddler tantrums. Toddler tantrums are a normal part of development, but they can be overwhelming for both parents and children. At this stage, toddlers are learning how to navigate their emotions and communicate their needs, and their lack of verbal skills often leads to frustration. Tantrums typically occur between the ages of 1 and 4, when toddlers experience a range of emotions, but don't yet have the emotional regulation or vocabulary to express themselves effectively. These meltdowns can happen anywhere and at any time, in the grocery store, at home, or even during a family outing. The triggers vary from child to child, but can include things like hunger, tiredness, overstimulation, or not getting their way. Understanding that tantrums are a way for toddlers to express their frustration or unmet needs is crucial for handling them effectively. While they can be challenging, tantrums are also a sign that your child is developing independence. They are testing boundaries and learning how to deal with the world around them. Parents may feel helpless at times, but it's important to remember that this phase will pass. By recognizing the underlying reasons for tantrums, parents can be better prepared to manage the situation in a calm, constructive way. Common causes of meltdowns. Toddler tantrums don't happen for no reason. There are usually underlying causes that trigger these emotional outbursts. The most common reason is frustration. At this age, toddlers are still developing their communication skills and often struggle to express their wants and needs. When they can't get their point across, it can lead to anger or tears. This is especially true if they're trying to express something important, like wanting a toy or food, but lack the words to communicate. Another major cause is tiredness. Toddlers need a lot of sleep, and when they're overtired, they're more prone to emotional outbursts. Sleep deprivation can affect their ability to regulate their emotions, making even small setbacks feel like a big deal. Hunger is another trigger. The hangry phenomenon is very real for toddlers. When they're hungry, they can quickly go from calm to upset, even over minor frustrations. Overstimulation is also a key factor. Too much noise, activity, or new experiences can overwhelm a toddler's senses and lead to a meltdown. Lastly, a desire for independence can lead to tantrums, especially if a child is denied something they want or can't do something on their own. This is part of their development process, but it can create moments of frustration as they try to assert control over their environment. By understanding these triggers, parents can anticipate and prevent many meltdowns before they start. The power of patience. When a toddler is having a meltdown, the most important thing a parent can do is remain calm. It can be easy to get frustrated, especially if the tantrum is happening in a public place or feels like it's dragging on forever. However, if you respond with frustration, anger, or impatience, it can escalate the situation and make the child feel even more overwhelmed. Staying calm sends a powerful message to your child. You're in control and can help them through their emotions. Take a deep breath, slow down, and focus on your child's feelings rather than reacting impulsively. It's important to remember that the tantrum is not a personal attack. Your child is simply struggling with something they don't know how to manage. By remaining calm, you also set an example of emotional regulation. Children learn by observing, and when they see their parent handling frustration with patience, they're more likely to adopt these behaviors themselves as they grow older. Patience allows you to think clearly and respond in a way that helps soothe the child, rather than making the situation worse. It's a skill that requires practice, but with time, it becomes a powerful tool for handling tantrums. How to de-escalate a tantrum. De-escalating a toddler tantrum requires a gentle approach that focuses on calming both your child and the situation. First, acknowledge your child's feelings. Validate their emotions by saying something like, I can see you're really upset right now. This helps them feel heard and understood. Next, try to remove any sources of frustration or overwhelm. If possible, shift the environment, move to a quieter space, or reduce stimuli like loud noises or bright lights. Offering a distraction can also help, whether it's a favorite toy or a calming activity. Sometimes physical touch like holding their hand or giving them a hug can provide comfort and reassurance. If the tantrum persists, it's important to stay patient and avoid giving in to demands. Remaining consistent in your responses teaches your child that tantrums are not the way to get what they want. By approaching the meltdown with empathy and calm, you can help your toddler regain control of their emotions. The role of positive reinforcement. Positive reinforcement plays a crucial role in guiding toddlers through their emotional development and minimizing tantrums in the future. When your toddler behaves well or calms down during a meltdown, it's important to acknowledge their effort. Praise them for using their words, calming themselves down, or even making an effort to communicate their needs. This reinforcement encourages them to repeat positive behaviors. Instead of focusing on the negative behavior, direct your attention to what your child did well, no matter how small the progress may seem. Over time, this helps toddlers associate good behavior with positive outcomes, making them more likely to respond in a calmer manner in similar situations. Consistent reinforcement fosters a sense of accomplishment and builds your child's emotional resilience, which is key in reducing tantrums as they grow. Setting boundaries effectively. Setting clear and consistent boundaries is essential in helping toddlers understand expectations and reducing tantrums. At this stage, toddlers are testing limits as they explore their independence, but they still need structure and guidance. It's important to establish simple, age-appropriate rules and communicate them in a way that your toddler can understand. Be firm but gentle when enforcing these boundaries, and always remain consistent. If a rule is broken, calmly explain the consequences and follow through. For example, if your toddler throws a toy, you might say, "We don't throw toys." If it happens again, the toy will be put away. Consistency in enforcing rules helps toddlers feel secure because they know what to expect and understand the connection between their actions and consequences. Setting boundaries also teaches toddlers respect for limits, which ultimately helps them manage their emotions and reduces the frequency of meltdowns. When to seek professional help. While most toddler tantrums are a normal part of development, there are times when seeking professional help may be necessary. If your child's tantrums are frequent, intense, or prolonged, it could indicate an underlying issue that needs attention. This is especially true if meltdowns occur in situations where they are not typically expected, or if they are accompanied by extreme behaviors like aggression or self-harm. Additionally, if your child's tantrums are impacting their daily life, such as interfering with school, play, or relationships, it might be time to consult a pediatrician or child psychologist. A professional can assess whether there are any emotional or developmental concerns, such as anxiety, sensory processing issues, or behavioral disorders, and provide guidance on effective coping strategies. Early intervention can help address any issues before they become more challenging to manage, ensuring your child develops healthy emotional regulation skills. Now that you're equipped with these game-changing tips, get ready for our next video. Join us as we dive into the science of play, how Black toddlers learn through fun. You won't want to miss it. Be sure to hit the notification bell so you never miss another important insight into your child's growth. Stay tuned.